I've never been much of a gambler. Sure, I'll play in a friendly hold'em game if invited, and I might belly up to a blackjack table if I find myself in a casino with nothing better to do, but my favorite game is, was, and always will be, is the prime rib rare enough? I've never won, as I've never actually heard a cut of beef say moo, but I guess that's the point of casinos in the first place. There's a science to the actual construction of casinos, from psychology to security to how rare to cook the prime rib, that's fascinated me from a young age. It's the same part of me that watches Bar Rescue to find out what percentage of patrons who have had 3 or more drinks try to punch the bejesus out of the jukebox, thinking they look like Fonzie. I came to Vega $, make it B bang G, hoping for an intense simulation of these factors. What I got was an empty wallet, several pictures I don't remember being in, and a strange rash. Can't say it wasn't what I expected, but it sure wasn't what I hoped for. Vegas Make It Big, I'm tired of pronouncing the actual formatting, places you in charge of developing a block of land right on the Vegas Strip, alongside those famous names you've heard so often. To compete, you'll have to put up hotels and facilities, souvenir shops, and casinos. Here's where the game functions on a second level. These casinos can be further modified and customized to your specifications. You might have 2 separate casinos on your lot, one for table games and sports books, and one just as a slots parlor. In the grand tradition of simulation games, certain developments are contingent on your having built certain other developments and potentially researching an upgrade or 2, like more advanced card games requiring the installation of a pit boss station. Not to mention the rubbish that gets strewn around everywhere, requiring a cleaner who requires his own station and the maintenance guy who requires his own station, and then you realize that both of those smelled pretty bad, so you exile them to the corner. Yes, you can track several different variables throughout your casinos, from noise to odor to sight lines of the security staff. Yet for all that data, you're given very little to actually do with it. While there is a tutorial scenario available, it kind of forgets to touch on several of the mechanics, like actually destroying, deleting, erasing, selling things you've installed, or how slot comps work. Though in fairness, no one really understands comps anyway, so it's kind of a moot point. Despite being the object of a deep-seated gaming fantasy, Vegas Make It Big just feels uncomfortable right from the jump. You're not given nearly enough direction, especially for a simulation of something as intricate as bilking grandmothers out of their tea money. It's ambitious in scope, but between frustrating controls, like an erratic cursor and having to use a left and right mouse button drag to pan the camera, and graphics that are crappy one moment and pretty decent the next, this strip's best reserved for only the highest rolling simulation fanatics. Don't come crying to me when you've lost your pants.